the overexploitation of fish stocks. Not all of us are alive to this problem, but for tens of millions of people in the coastal communities all around the world, it's a disaster. Fish is an invaluable resource for food security, for export, and for income generation. It's key to the livelihoods of millions of people, especially coastal populations. Today, over 3 billion people rely on the oceans and seas and their resources. Nearly 60 million people are involved in fisheries and aquaculture.
For the longest time, we have dealt with the constant issue of overexploitation of fisheries and the use of destructive and illegal fishing practices. In order to address these problems, our group has decided on a very specific action plan that would help reduce these certain malpractices and help further spread the UN's Sustainable Development Goals.
The rationale behind this action is that illegal and destructive forms of fishery possesses danger to our marine wildlife. Not only does it damage the produce of the fishery being done, but it distracts the territory of the fishes as well. This affects the future livelihood of the fishermen, as the damage will eventually show their effects.
This action plan, of course, includes constant planning and innovation, fundraising programs for marine wildlife rehabilitation, and compilation of findings with institutions. This, as you may have well thought, is in collaboration with the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, Department of Agriculture, the Philippine Coast Guard, and some local government units.
Through in-depth planning, the group has provided course of actions along with the people and departments involved to fully carry out the project.
The action plan consists of seminars that will be conducted in local fishing hotspots on different occasions to fervently discourage illegal fishing activities, promote proper fishing etiquette, and increase marine biology and wildlife education.
Our performance key indicators include the reduction of illegal fishing reports in target fishing areas, and positive feedback from local government units in a span of 2 times in a single calendar year. Of course, this will be done in about 1 to 2 years depending on effectiveness.
Fundraising activities such as fun runs, concerts, and other recreational activities will also be conducted to help support this cause, mainly to help in the restoring of damaged marine wildlife habitats caused by destructive fishing malpractices.
These fundraisers will be done for a period of time known as Environmental Awareness Month, in which all over the country, people will be observing different environmental activities. Of course, these fundraisers will be having goals in terms of target money earned, and for transparency purposes, the donations and money updates will be posted in the DENR's website, the Philippine Coast Guard website, and different environmental awareness groups pages.
To further envision and understand the steps of the action plan, the group has provided a concept map in order to elaborate and emphasize each step in addressing the issues of overexploitation and destruction of fisheries. This will serve as a learning material as well to the community and even for students to raise more awareness on the said issue.
Human activities affect marine life ecosystem, which in result may cause unfavorable consequences. Overexploitation does not only affect the marine life, but humans as well, with decreasing food and economic security. Protecting marine life habitats can also help in assisting in restoring the productivity of the ocean and avoid marine extinction.
Life below water. Fascinating, don't you think? How the bright blue ocean is home to thousands of lives, and how those lives help humans live their own. Fishery is an economic activity, of course, especially to a country like ours, wherein there's a shore in about every corner you run into. But of course, with easy access to these marine resources, well, there will also be easy ways to destroy it. Of course, the thing to mention is the destructive fishery that not only threatens the marine wildlife that occupies our seas, but also endangers the humans that would consume their produce.
Illegal fishery has always been a concern in our country, considering there are at least 10,000 incidents of dynamite fishing happening almost every day. And even with local authorities trying to lessen these, it gets harder and harder knowing that not everyone is given the proper education in the do's and don'ts of fishery.
Yes, and while the national authorities have indeed imposed laws regarding the matter and international authorities such as the UN doing the same, while not everyone is getting the use and getting the proper education they need. As the UN would have it, we must preserve our marine wildlife. But to be fair, we can't do so if not everyone is in it together. That's why we should acknowledge that not only is this problem an environmental one, but also one that centers on lack of information.
So, in partnership with the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources and the Philippine Coast Guard, 2LM2 invites you to come support the Save the Sea tour happening on October 7, 2020, starting from the shores of Batanes all the way to the fisheries of Zamboanga. This tour will focus on giving seminars in local fishing hotspots to our fishermen on what to do and what not to do when they are fishing, and on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. They will also be given different safe fishing supplies to perhaps lessen attempts at illegal fisheries.
And that's not all. Donation hotlines will also be open as the Save the Sea tour will also be visiting different ruined marine habitats affected by past illegal fishing activities in the hopes of perhaps restoring these habitats and giving them justice and new hope along with our much safer and healthier marine activities. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without your donations, so a big shout out to our donors thus far. And of course, we are still accepting donations for our coral restoration and fishing supplies. So if you want to make a difference, just call these numbers.
Of course, it's important to note that the Save the Sea tour will be done with utmost care and proper social distancing procedures. So the group also encourages everyone to wash hands, wear masks, and if you can, please stay indoors.
We hope to get your support and hope to see you on the following dates.
Lastly, we encourage everyone to follow the Save the Sea social media accounts for more updates. And of course, you can also visit the United Nations website to know a bit more about the Sustainable Development Goals. We hope we can count on you to do your part in saving the sea.